Can you actually have a belief about not murdering, not doing all these incredibly disgusting things, still say that you haven't done anything wrong because you're taking revenge on something that you consider to be so morally reprehensible that you're going to have to do the very thing that you were told you're not supposed to be doing? Can you actually justify that? And I suspect that most people are capable of justification of these kind of things.
Well, and you know, what's the saying? He who is without sin, please cast the first stone. I mean, really, who is innocent? Who really is innocent? We've all done something. We've all gone against the social norm, you know what I mean? Victor and I especially have gone against the social norms, right? We're making this video, you know, but...
No, I mean, you know, like for instance, with cannibalism, how can you justify cannibalism?
Well, I know one way.
It's been justified... Well,
you're on top of a mountaintop and there's me and Victor. Victor's going down, that's all I'm saying.
Team, I think it was, that crashed in the plane. But basically, when it comes down to any kind of behavior can be justified for any reason. If it's a military thing that you're fighting the enemy, you can justify eating the enemy, but you can't eat your friends, or you can be as vile as you want to the enemy. Like the Muslims will not permit women to be raped and tortured, and yet at the same time, because it's the enemy, they will do the very things that would not let happen to their own women. But even then, at the same time as that they weren't supposed to be doing it to their own women, they will do it in the case where the woman has been accused of one of those infidelity or any other kind of breakings of the laws. And then you wonder, wait a minute now, did these people read the Quran ever? Did the mullah who maybe actually condoned their behavior, did he ever read the Quran? I can't say I'm an absolute 100% expert on it, but I have read an English version that was translated by a Muslim, and in there, yes, you cannot do these things because it's prescribed, but at the same time, I can't remember the chapter, but there's one of those chapters where it states quite simply, when we were talking about the war thing, opposite religions that are not your own, if your whole duty as a believer is to try to convert the non-believers to Islam, or if you can't do that, then you must kill this non-believer and completely wipe out the culture. Now, how do you get this very thing in the book that is supposed to be saying that this whole concept is completely wrong, that for your own people, but when it comes to other people, it will actually allow it? How do you justify it? And this is same in the Christian Bibles, any other, the Hindu, all these things. If as long as it's not part of the believers group, then you can do anything you want to the opposite groups. The Hindus taking the Buddhists and the Muslims and doing the worst things possible. They all are justifying it according to all these things. Where do we get the decision that we're going to stop and actually practice our own beliefs to the point that we may find ourselves ending up losing our lives in order to defend the fact that we are not going to go over the line on this? People always go over the line when they say they're not supposed to do it. They contradict it and we don't care. Well, big deal, you know. I mean, how are we going to live with ourselves? And I'd rather live with my own conscience, even if it does make someone else upset. Well, you know, like not voting. I don't vote for the simple reason I have never believed anybody that I could vote for could actually carry out my wishes on certain things. And yet at the same time, they keep saying that if you don't vote, then you deserve exactly what happens because whoever is elected. You're going to have the same thing happen whether you vote for it or not. What does it matter which way? You're going to get the people who don't do what actually should be done, or what is really and truly necessary, not just morally, but in every other way that is necessary. The economics, the way this world, the Americans have caused their own economic problems simply because they completely ignored the fact that the whole belief in this free enterprise thing has brought down the very system that they were defending over and over again, starting with Carter and going on to
Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton.
They all set up a system that actually enabled the complete collapse however slow it was, at least for the first two presidents, by the time it got to Bush, he completely speeded it up, got rid of all the watchdogs, because the market is supposed to defend itself. Even the head of the Treasury Board, I can't remember his name, he actually said that the market is going to take care of itself without having to have the watchdog. Then after that whole thing collapsed, they brought him in front of Congress, and he said, I was wrong. It doesn't take care of itself. It has to be done by the law. As far as I'm aware, he's still running the thing, unless maybe I can't remember whether they switched to another person running it. But basically what it comes down to, they've let the lunatics out of their little padded cells, and they're still running the asylum. They're going back to the old ways. They already know that they've lost all these trillions of dollars, and they're going back to the exact same things again. The latest news reports show that they're doing the exact same things, the exact same scams, all these fake securities, fake insurance things, all. And one of the guys actually admitted that that's how they make the money, by making sure every once in a while, every 10 years or so, there's an actual breakdown where everybody else except them, really in actual fact, it's never them who loses the money, it's their customers who lose the money. And because the customer, according to the rules and regulations that they themselves set up and got put into law, they get to take the money that they lose for their customer out of their customers. This whole AIG, it did not lose that money. It simply lost it for the customer, but they themselves have every single bit squirreled away in their bank accounts, and they do not even blink an eye about this.
No, of
this
course
is
not,
the kind of system of thinking among the lawmakers, that they completely refuse to do anything about it. And then when somebody does try, they get all these screamers, always these bitchers. That whole purpose is that they're going to say, you're taking the very foundation of our society and you're perverting it. Hey, communist. They keep on screaming about communism. If they ever actually were in a communist regime, they would see things that would never actually take place, for the simple reason that the communists have an actual knowledge of how people really behave, but at the same time they use that whole knowledge for their own effort. The communists are only the very top portion that actually is in control. Everyone else is just a slave. There never has been any real communism practiced by anybody, because communism must be the ultimate democracy. If there is still a state, the state has not been removed, then there can't be any communism. So where are the communists? All at the top, all on a piece of paper, and nowhere else. Yes, they will have all the rules and the regulations, far more powerful than anything we'll ever have, to prevent these things from collapsing. But then what happens once they actually let go in behind the Iron Curtain? What did Russia practically went into the total mafia state.